All right, today we're talking about the second most important part of this diet. Now, on day 2, I covered the diet. I let you know that the diet is the most important thing we're going to be doing. And I told you, as far as the diet goes, it all comes down to calories. So if it all comes down to calories, how could there be a second most important thing? I thought it just all comes down to calories. Well, that's because when it comes to dieting, when it comes to weight loss, burning fat, it all comes down to calories. Because as long as you're consuming less calories than your body uses for energy, your body will tap into fat and start burning fat for energy. So yes, when it comes to weight loss, it all comes down to calories. But today, we're not talking about weight loss. We're talking about the second part of this 12-week phase, and that's muscle building. And when it comes to muscle building, it all comes down to protein. As far as the diet goes, first, muscle building obviously is getting into the gym and moving some weight around. After that, when you go home and you are recovering from the workout, you need protein. Protein is the building block of muscle. All right, so how much protein do we need a day? Let's get down to it. Well, it's somewhere around 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. So it's easy to figure out. Let's say you're a woman and you weigh 140 pounds. You just take your calculator and you multiply 140 times 0.7. If you're a man and you're 190 pounds, same thing, 190 pounds or 190 times 0.7. This is how much protein you need to consume in grams every day. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, here's the thing. When it came to talking about dieting and calories, I told you that it doesn't matter how many times you eat a day. I told you that in the past, people always said, oh, you need to spread your meals out and have little meals all throughout the day. I remember they used to say this like 20 years ago, but that stuff just isn't true. They said if you didn't do it like that, your metabolism slow down. Like I said, I talked before about a diet called the 5-2 diet, where people get the best results out of any diet, and these people literally don't eat food for 2 days straight. So that whole thing about if you don't eat for if you go more than 3 hours without eating, your metabolism will slow down, that's just crazy. If that was the case, people wouldn't starve to death because their metabolism would just slow down and stop burning calories. All right, so here's the thing. That applies to dieting, to calories, to losing weight. But when it comes to building, that's the opposite. On one end, we're talking about losing weight. On the other end, we're talking about gaining muscles. That's actually gaining weight. So we're trying to do both at the same time. So it's a balance. Obviously, it's going to be, if we're trying to lose weight but gain weight at the same time, we got to figure out, prioritize things, which one we want to do more of. So this is the thing about it. The more servings you have of protein, the better. And the reason for that is this. Every time you have around 25 grams of protein, your body does something called muscle protein synthesis. And when your body goes into muscle protein synthesis, that's a chance for your muscles to grow. So obviously, the more chances our muscles have to grow, the better. So it's like, let's say you're supposed to have 100 grams of protein a day. If you get all 100 grams in one meal, there's no problem when it comes to weight loss. But that means you only have one chance that day when it comes to muscle gain. If you spread out those that 100 grams in 4 meals, 25 grams each one, that means you're giving your body a chance to grow muscle 4 times that day. Now, me personally, I only have 2 servings of protein a day. I get about 200 grams of protein, but I only have about 2 servings. And the reason for that is this. I can't eat little meals. If I have 3 hard-boiled eggs, and 2 pieces of toast for breakfast, that'll be around 25 grams of protein. But guess what? I'm going to be really hungry. I'm going to want to eat more. It's easier for me just not to eat. If I wake up in the morning, I'm not even hungry. I could go without eating. I could skip that meal. But if you give me something small to eat, I'm going to want more. So right now, I'm prioritizing fat loss over muscle gain. So for me, I just have 2 servings of protein a day. If it's possible for you to have more servings but still keep your calories low, then that would be even better because you're still losing weight, but you're getting more chances to gain muscle. Or if you're just prioritizing gaining muscle more than losing fat, have more servings of protein. All right, I hope this made sense. Listen, do me a favor. Comment or like the video, because every time I see a like, it lets me know I got people riding with me. And that's what's keeping me motivated on this 12-week challenge. All right, you already know, more videos coming tomorrow. Let's go.